Welcome along. Welcome along. It's today, it's Thursday, all day, and it's today's Facebook Live. Holy guacamole. The problem with living in the same town that you grew up in is that when you nip to the post office thinking, I've got about 20 minutes to get there and back, maybe 25, you don't factor in bumping into about 15 people you've known since the age of 6, plus the parents of some people you knew, plus some people that you think might have worked at school, and you're like that, hi, yapping, you know, being polite. And then you start speaking to the post office ladies who you've known forever, who you went to school with their sons, then you find out that they're leaving, then you have to be like sad because who's going to look after the post office now, and they've got you through the lockdown and everything, right on the front line, those post office ladies. If you saw me coming up that road just now to the studio, you would have seen me pegging it at a rate of knots. I was running, I was walking so fast that one of my earpods fell out, and for an awful moment it fell out and hit the pavement, and I thought it was going to roll into the path of an oncoming car. I was like, oh no, my AirPod, just this little white thing, it stopped just on the curb. I was like, thank goodness. Oh, right. Anyway, it was, if I just spoke to you in the street, I don't regret it for a second. I'm delighted that I saw you. Really happy to see everyone. It was nice. Right, I'm not even going to pretend that we're going to do this Mother's Day tutorial today, because no, I haven't sorted myself out. What I'll do though, we'll do it on Monday. I promise we'll do it on Monday. That will definitely give you time to do it before Mother's Day on the Sunday. And I'll make sure it's not too complicated and that you don't need anything outrageous, like just get your 60mm piece of square board and your white box frame and then use your specialist pen. No, it'll all be stuff that you have at home, and I'll make it so that you can do it in like an hour or so. Like, I won't do it in an hour, I'll do it a little bit quicker, but I've practiced a lot. You'll manage to do it in an hour, so it won't be like something that you can't do in time for Mother's Day. Ah, right, so I'm so unorganised. My desk is just covered in stuff. I've been on conference calls all morning, and there's just so much stuff. I do my conference calls here now because I figure the light's better, and also just too much random stuff in the background now. What about wax versus oil? We have an answer, people. Behold, wax. Faber Castell DM'd me back. So we have an answer. Even the lady in the post office was asking, wax or oil? Wax. So funny. Right, we're going to do a few more, possibly just one more of these tickets with these lovely pencils, which aren't looking as nice in the live stream. I've decided I'm going to do a proper photo in the daylight so you can fully appreciate how beautiful this colour palette is. Oh, and I've got my pencil sharp now, which is great. Right, oh, I'm so flustered. Let me just check where we are. Hi, everyone. Somebody left a lovely comment yesterday going, I can't believe there's 500 people watching this, like, adult colouring. Do you know how many views these get? It's bananas. So we usually get 500, 600. There's 488 just now. Oh, right, 493 on the live. And then afterwards, it just goes, boop, 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 boop. It's like 20,000 some days. And I just sit here going, ah, 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 ah. All right, my friends, let's stop. I get sucked in. I just saw somebody say Faber Castell only have wax-based pencils. I don't believe so. I think they have oil-based. The polychromos were oil-based. This was how this whole thing started. Right, I'm gonna flip the camera and start colouring. Barb says, if the Ergo Softs break, can you put them in the microwave? Oh, I don't know, Barb. Do you know what I would do? Oh, wait a minute till I try and adjust this. I would put it on a sunny windowsill. Actually, no, I wouldn't even bother, because are Ergo Softs, are they wax-based? I don't know. I mean, leave it on a sunny window, or pop it on top of a hot water bottle. And if it's gonna fix, gosh, do you know what happened there? My phone just went onto some crazy screen. Sorry folks, I'm back. Right. There'll be a huge gap in the live stream there. I was talking about hot water bottles. Pop your colouring pencils on a hot water bottle. Microwave just seems a little bit intense, doesn't it? That would worry me a tad. I'm just going to leave a comment. Right. Oh my days. The live stream is stalled on my computer. I'm just going to keep going with this and then I'll check in on it again in a second. Hopefully it'll start working again. So we'll do this wee hot water bottle. Hot water bottle? That's because I was just speaking about hot water bottles. We'll do this hot air balloon. Chump. My kids think I'm so mean. I don't let them. Do you know what, this I've got an extra ring light and it's not even hitting over here. I don't let the kids have their hot water bottles all through the night because, and I'm not just being mean, when Evie first got hers, she came through to me to the middle of the night at like 4 a.m, one of the first nights that she ever had a hot water bottle. I was like, Mum, and Evie has no concept of the fact that I am sleeping when she enters a darkened bedroom at 4 o'clock in the morning and says, it's gone cold. I was like, yeah, Evie, it's gone cold. Like, it's been hours since I put the hot water in. She goes, can you fill it up again? I said, no, get back to your bed. And I said to her the next night, don't do that again. Like, it will go cold, but you just kick it out your bed then after that. Just leave it. Sure enough, next night, Mum, I think it's happened earlier. Could you just put more hot water in it? So now we put our hot water bottles in their bed and they can have it heat up their bed while I'm sort of running the bath and doing stories and stuff. And then once I've given them a kiss goodnight, I take it out. Is that mean? I can't work out if that's mean or not. Sleep's precious. I'm not needing them waking me up, asking for a toppy up. Let me see if this lie's working again. Alison says, get an electric blanket. Nah, not for little ones. I worry about that. Like, we've not had any accidents in a long time, but I wouldn't. They're too little for an electric blanket. And to be honest, my friends that know me well will be laughing about that because I wouldn't even have an electric blanket because I'm scared I would get electrocuted. I don't know how, but just the thought of like the concept of trying to fall asleep each night knowing that I'm lying on electricity freaks me out. I can't get my head around it. So I have a hot water bottle as well if I'm really cold. In fact, I have two. I have one at my feet and then I have one that I like hug like a baby. It gets really cold and I don't like a hot bedroom. I would much rather have a cold bedroom and a cozy bed, if that makes sense. Microwavable beanbag. Now we have a few of them and they don't last very long with us. Maybe I'm not heating them up for long enough. We never get more than an hour out of one of them. And they start to smell funny, no? Does nobody else find that? I have a nice lavender one, but even it's gone a bit kind of stale biscuity. They maybe just need renewed every now and again. People are laughing. So if you're new to my channel, enjoy the varied chat of colouring pencils, creative inspiration, and various methods of keeping yourself warm in your bed in winter. I like to think of this as a wide-ranging creative service that we offer. People always speak about fires. Now, see, I don't think I've never really worried about a fire with an electric blanket. Maybe I should, but here's a weird thing. You know when you go on holiday, or you're going to be away from your house for a long time, or even actually at Christmas time, I'm the kind of person that's like, right, unplug all those things, unplug the fairy lights, if we're away on holiday, unplug the TV, because when I was little, my grandpa used to unplug the TV every night before he went to bed. I don't know what he thought was going to happen. Anyway, in an electrical storm, definitely unplug your TV in case the lightning hit the, what's that thing on the roof called? Aerial, and it would come down the cable and melt your TV and start a fire. I'm not even sure if that could actually happen. But anyway, so if you're like me, you do all these things. You unplug your charger that's not charging up a phone. You unplug your TV before you go on holiday. The fridge and the freezer, I just leave running. For some reason, they're trustworthy. Which is bananas, really, isn't it? I don't know why I think they're okay. Yeah, I unplug the digital radio. To me, that seems more risky. That makes no sense. Even I know that makes no sense. Now, someone just said, I turn everything off when I go away. Who is that? Oh, it went too quick. But do you turn your fridge and your freezer off? You surely do not empty your freezer before you go away, defrost it, and turn it off at the mains. Surely not. That would just make going away even more stressful. And what if you were just going away for one night? Would you have to eat everything in your freezer before you left? Those days when you have to eat everything in your freezer quickly because like there's been a power cut or whatever are never good, are they? It's a lot of random food combos. Alison says, this is such a random chat today. I know, I'm sorry. I don't know. I think I'll get back to the actual creative chat. So, it was because of hot water bottles with colouring pencils. That's why it started. So, somebody had told me ages ago when my Artesas first got delivered, the first set of them that I had, and they'd been bashed in transit or dropped or something. And when colouring pencils get dropped or take a big knock, sometimes the coloured core will shatter all the way up. And with wax-based pencils, somebody had said to me, in one of these chats I think, if you warm them up in the oven, the wax melts, reforms, and joins again, so that when you're sharpening them, it doesn't do that thing where you sharpen, it breaks, you sharpen, it breaks. And that's how that chat had got started. And then I had contacted Artesa to ask if this was true, and if so, should I do it? And their response had been, they don't recommend it because when you heat up the pencil, the glue that holds the wooden part of the pencil together, because this is made up of, here we go, this wooden bit here that wraps around it, and also the paint on the outside would heat up as well, and it would be a bit unstable, it could flake off, it could get really fragile, it could bubble, whatever. And they said that it would compromise the integrity of the pencil, a phrase which I will never forget. So they said, be wary, maybe don't do it. They couldn't recommend it. Here's the thing, if your pencil's shattered all the way along, you can't use it anyway, so does it really matter? I would give it a shot. Maybe not the oven thing because, you know, fire, but definitely sunny windowsill, hot water bottle, any of those things. I'm going to actually do a wee drop shadow just around this bits, I think. Bev says, what is more unstable than a totally broken pencil? Exactly, Bev. That's one of the funniest comments I think I've ever seen. What is more unstable than a totally broken pencil? Oh my days! If we were gonna get a bumper sticker made, think we've found our winner. So funny. So these pencils are wax based, but I would say are the hardest wax based pencils that I have used to date. So Prismacolors, super soft, really smushy, really sort of malleable and blendable. Artesas, also wax based, not so much. So they're still super soft, lovely to blend, but you can sharpen them to a good old point. You can do small details with them and they're not going to shatter. These ones I would say are even harder yet than the Artesas, so you can sharpen them really sharp. Well, actually, let's have a little practice. Let's have a little go. You can sharpen them really sharp for tiny details and press hard without it crumbling. See, look, if you did that with a Prismacolor and then tried to colour a small detail, it would just immediately, under my hand pressure at least, crumble. So if you want a super soft wax-based pencil, go Prismacolor. Medium soft, Artesa. Softish, although pretty hard, so you can do the details, Faber Castell Colour Pencils. I hope that's been helpful. I just had to double down on like the pen and pencil chat to compensate for the randomness of the first 20 minutes. 17 minutes. It's quite retro, this one, isn't it? I'm going to go over it with this really light biscuit colour and almost use it as a blender to smooth everything out. I think we're going to make this little basket a bit darker as well. It's quite peely-welly. Then the outside of the ticket, I think I'm actually going to do in this really pale colour. Although it's not that pale when you push hard like that. I'm going to push hard here in the corners and then ease off on the pressure towards the edges. Also wondering, oh Teresa, what are you also wondering? Oh, right, somebody is asking, why are these Faber Castells hexagonal? These are not polychromos. These are, let me zoom out, these pencils. And they are like £14 as compared to the polychromos, which are about 80. So the polychromos are the Sharpening's going everywhere. Polychromos are the super expensive sort of artist grade pencils. These are what they call student or academic pencils. So they're not for kids, but they're cheaper than the really fancy ones. But I don't think they're any poorer quality, any less good. Well, that's a lie. They are obviously not to the caliber of a polychromo, but they are still very good, if that makes sense. Oh, Hedy says, have you tried gold Faber? No, I haven't. I did a silly thing the other day. I went online and was looking at some of the newer colouring pencils, or just brands that I haven't quite tried yet. I'm considering just doubling down and putting in another massive Amazon order and going for gold, and we'll just try out loads again. There's some sets that I barely use. And others that I use all the time. By the way, the lady that owns, so the Bambino crayons, I don't know if you've gathered, but it's a lady called Kat, and I don't know if she shared this story publicly. She told me in an email, so I'm just going to tell you. Kat, if you're watching, you should share this. This is important stuff. Like, I don't know if it's confidential, but I'll just tell everyone and then apologise afterwards if I shouldn't have. So Kat sent me an email, and she remembers Bambino clay crayons, not wax crayons, when she was little. And she tracked them down, the manufacturers, I think it's a Polish company, and said she would like to distribute them here in the UK. And so she went through all the procedure of becoming a licensed distributor. I can't say that word very well. And she set up this wee business distributing clay crayons. And she'd randomly emailed me at the studio email address to ask if I would like a set. And often I do get some like really nice emails like that. And as long as they're okay with me leaving an honest review, and like they're not wanting to tell me what to say, and I like the look of the thing anyway, I'll say, yeah, go on then, send me some, I'll give that a wee go. And I thought, oh, clay crayons, I've never even heard of them. So she'd sent me the set, and then obviously we tried them on here. You guys really like them, I really like them, we spoke about them loads. She says that it's changed her business, the reaction. I think so many of you have been trying to track them down, order them in America, get them sent over there, all those good things, that this wee business that she set up, it's just, yeah, changed direction completely. Isn't that amazing? We did that, guys, and I'm so pleased because she did that because she remembered those colouring crayons and like just had this really lovely emotional connection to an art supply from her childhood, and wanted to share that with other people. What a great story. I love that so much. Kat, you should tell more people that. Don't just email me. So, moral of the story. If anyone else remembers amazing art supplies from their childhood, wants to track down the manufacturers, become the licensed distributor, send me a free pack and we can like share it with the colouring community, do it. Why not? I think the world needs more passion projects like that. I like to think that we've had more of an impact than if, for example, Kat had gone on Dragon's Den. What would they have said? Clay crayons? And we're like, clay crayons are amazing! So funny. Right, how are we doing for time? This one looks a bit golden, doesn't it? Let me zoom out so that you can see it. Well, we've got time to do another one. Oh, time to do a bit more of one. I'm going to do the wee turtle. Oh, I don't have any blue. That's going to be tricky, isn't it? For the water. Maybe I'll do the water shades of grey. That's what I'll have to do, the wee whirlpool. I don't want to break my rule. I'm going to do the turtle green. I don't know if that's his natural hue, but we'll go with, oh, it's quite green up here though. Let's do him dark green so that we're not too similar to what's going on in the rabbit. Oh, people are asking what are the videos from that. So if you're on Facebook, which you obviously are, go on my page and then click the videos tab, option, whatever. Oh, what would it be? Is it a tab? I don't know. Where it says videos. And then if you scroll back to last summer, during like peak lockdown, I bought loads and loads of art supplies and tried like a different set every week for about a month. It felt like it was a long time, wasn't it? And I tried a combination of like really expensive sets. I think the most expensive were the Caran d'Ache, and some like cheaper sets. So that was how I first found out about Arteza, about Castle, about Black Widow. And then I also did some really cheap budget kids sets. So Crayolas, something else that was like ridiculously cheap. I just tried them all out, and do you know what? It was amazing. I don't think colouring pencils need to be really expensive. There were some absolutely brilliant sets for not a lot of money. Well, I mean, still a good amount of money, but not as much as like the hundreds that you can pay for some sets of pencils. Like you can get a really good set of pencils for less than £40. And we tried out some little sets that were maybe like £7. I think some of them were even like £3.50. That's really cheap. And you know what? They're different. You need to use them in a different way, but they're still good pencils. There wasn't a single set that I used in one of those videos that I thought I cannot compromise my art and use these inferior tools anymore. They were just different, and you just need to adjust the way you colour accordingly. Also, having a limited colour palette in like a wee set that's just got 12 pencils or something in it was actually refreshingly nice. You know that I don't like a big overwhelming choice of colours. It's like when you see, we've all seen that crazy box of Faber Castell, you know, like the one with 50 bazillion different colouring pencils, and it's a big wooden box with like multiple layers. It looks a little bit like a tool set. That looks great, but imagine colouring with that. Imagine the anxiety involved every time you have to pick one pencil. Oh, too much for me. Far too much for me. I'm going to put a wee bit of this paler green over the top of this. It's going to be such a nice page to photograph. I never think the artificial light and the quality of the live stream does the colours justice. But I'll make sure that we get some really pretty photos at the end of this, and I can share those with you. At one point, speaking of Wes Anderson, I thought I would love for Ivy and the Inky Butterfly to be made into a stop motion film by Wes Anderson. You know, when you're just walking along and you have these random thoughts. Like, I think it literally went, I think I'm going to make some like miso salmon for dinner in the oven. And I wonder if Wes Anderson would make Ivy and the Inky Butterfly into a movie. I'll email him. And then I probably thought, I wonder if the fridge is going to go on fire. It's just, welcome to my brain. There we go. Let me try and get the whole page in. And here's our pencils. It really is a nice wee selection. You're laughing. So I didn't unplug the fridge. I found a recipe for miso salmon, and I stalked Wes Anderson on the internet for a little while to try and find his contact details. Really difficult, real difficult. I think I found his like production company. I don't believe he's a massive social media user. There is, if you're on Instagram, there's an account called, I think it's like Inspired by Wes Anderson or something like that. And it's just all these pictures of places around the world. I looked at it a lot when I was doing Worlds of Wonder, actually. photographs of like beautiful hotels, beach scenes, entrances to parks that are in like Wes Anderson style. So like that colour palette, that kind of aesthetic, usually symmetrical. Beautiful. Well, the camera's really squint just now, sorry. Right. I feel like I've chatted loads today. People are still laughing about the windmill. I know. I haven't actually told my publisher yet. I don't know if she's caught this video. I don't know if I should mention it. Like, should we fix that for future print runs? I did wonder, because in the past I have noticed a couple of things that have been wrong after a book has been launched, and then we fix it quietly. So then we have the option of trying to fix it for future print runs, and then everybody that has a first edition, all you guys that have pre-ordered, would have the one without the windmill. And then I imagine, we have a show here in the UK called the Antiques Roadshow. I imagine in like 60 years time, when they're like, oh yes, adult colouring, yes, that's when it started. Here it's a first edition, Worlds of Wonder, and we know it's a very special book because it's the version without the windmill. And then it's worth 50 bazillion pounds, more than this Fabergé egg, which is just run-of-the-mill. Do you know what I mean? How fun would that be? So all you lot that pre-ordered would have this special one. Maybe we should do that just because it would make you all special. Maybe, actually. It's the problem with thinking out loud. I just formulate a plan, share the plan, can't go back on it now. Hill says, I was just thinking about first editions. I know, if you have pre-ordered, you will get the first edition. So excited. And considering like Secret Garden is on edition a lot, it would be yeah, to get a first edition is really special, isn't it? Cindy says, we'll all be rich. Let's hope so. How amazing would that be? Keep it like that. I'm so glad I've got the one without the windmill. Right, I'm gonna go. I'm just speaking nonsense. Oh, Barbara says, should we not colour it in then? Here's an idea, Barbara. Buy 2 copies, right? Get one, colour it in, get your fix of colouring, digital detox, all those good things. Take your other copy, don't touch it. Put it in a sandwich bag, wrap it up in some cling film, like they do with those comics, and put it somewhere really safe. And then you'll have one pristine copy and one that's coloured. Actually, that just makes me feel a bit sad inside. No. Do you not think that feels a bit sad? Don't not colour your book. Just buy 2, colour 1, give 1 to a friend, and then if one of you has a fridge that goes on fire and heaven forbid all your worldly goods go up in flames, at least one of you will have the colouring book first edition and you can sell it and split the proceeds to buy new houses. I've got you covered. I've got you covered. Somebody just said you should have your own TV show. You're a natural. You're obviously new here. Did you not see earlier when I like stalled the phone, dropped it the other week? Oh my days. Oh my days. Right, have a lovely weekend. I am off. I'm not here tomorrow. I'll be back on Monday. I promise we'll do our Mother's Day tutorial then. Barbara's laughing. And yeah, I'll be back. Have a lovely weekend. I heard a lovely quote the other day that was like, it's more important to be kind than to be nice. And I was like, that makes so much sense. Like, being nice is like, yeah, she's so nice. She's so nice. But be kind. That's much better to be kind. So off you go. Be kind. Make sure you've got your pre-orders in because that windmill is coming back. Right, I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.